This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. And we here at The Rock give you a very big thank you, Rockaholics. I mean, look, you helped us raise a bunch of money for those kids at Mary's Place so they can get kicks on their feet.
Shout out to a bunch of great people that the Phelan family donated $100. Joel over at Wind and Rain Soap Company donated $101.01. I like that, 10101. That's pretty cool.
Very binary of them.
And I love Go Brewing in Auburn because they joined the 69 Club in a very clever way. They donated $200.69.
Nice.
They have amazing beer, too, by the way. Go Brewery. I've been there a lot.
Really?
Yeah, they used to have one in Bellevue. Sorry, I didn't realize they donated. They're awesome.
Yeah, $200.69. Also, Reliable Builders. Avery W. and Reliable Builders donated $669.69.
Nice.
The kicks for kids. That's a lot of shoes for kids.
And you can still donate. Every dollar counts. Go to KISW.com to donate today.
Let's play B-Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah. So everybody scream his name. B-Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to beat Migs. And it's Tuesday, so let's turn down for Turtle.
Ride the turtle.
Please just buy the turtle shirts.
Buy the turtles.
Then we don't got to listen to this anymore. Would you please just buy them and get them out of it?
I like turtles.
I like turtles, too.
Whatever, kid.
I love turtles. Turtle power. Let's get to our contestant today. We got Jenny in Port Orchard. Jenny, are you there?
Well, yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jenny.
All right, Steve, get out of here.
Goodbye.
For those playing at home, Jenny will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Jenny, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes.
In what early 90s year was Jodie Foster's directorial debut film Little Man Tate released?
90s?
Yeah, what early 90s year?
Okay, we'll say 92?
No.
93, 94.
No. Reggie Miller was a known professional at what sport?
Who?
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller? Baseball?
No.
Basketball?
Yes. In what year of the early 2000s did American Idol premiere?
2007?
No.
2010?
No.
2003?
No. In Greek mythology, who was married to Zeus?
Hera?
Yes. In what English city would you find Hyde Park?
Hyde Park in London?
Yes. What was the name of Bruce Wayne's faithful butler?
Bruce Wayne's faithful butler. Alfred.
Yes. What is the name of Kim Kardashian's eldest child?
I don't know. Pass.
In 1893, New Zealand became the first country to allow women to do what?
Vote.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
All right, then.
Woohoo!
And there will be some nitpicking, but I like it.
Oh, no, nitpicking.
Well, you and I both got to be familiar with Ken Jennings' way of being able to do trivia. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Today you actually, I think, did the right thing. But that's why I get upset when sometimes you don't do the right thing, because there's no way to Ken Jennings my way to the answer.
So when I do the right thing, I'm doing it wrong because I did it wrong previously.
It's merely a point that when you do the right thing, this is why you shouldn't do the wrong thing. That's what I'm saying.
I think if you look up, you just can't win in the dictionary. That would be, there'd be a picture of this conversation.
I will tell you this.
I don't even know what's going on, but I walked in on.
No, you summed it up perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, trivia. Ken Jennings taught us there's actually a way to do trivia questions, even if you don't know the answers. But he's got a strategy.
Well, that's his strategy for Jeopardy. That doesn't mean every trivia competition needs to go.
This isn't Jeopardy. I may take the questions from Jeopardy, but this isn't Jeopardy.
And that's why I think some of the questions follow the Jennings rule, because he steals them from Jeopardy. And then when he makes up his own,
you don't know which ones I do or don't.
And then it's off the rails, Steve.
That's right.
Steve, are you ready? Nice. In what early 90s year was Jodie Foster's directorial debut film Little Man Tate released?
91.
Yes.
Wow.
Reggie Miller was a known professional at what sport?
Basketball.
Yes. Nice. In what year of the early 2000s did American Idol premiere?
2002.
Yes. In Greek mythology, who was married to Zeus?
Mrs. Zeus.
No.
Chitara.
No. Chitara.
Yeah. Catwoman.
No. In what English city would you find Hyde Park?
England.
No.
London.
Yes. What was the name of Bruce Wayne's faithful butler?
Alfred.
Yes. What is the name of Kim Kardashian's eldest child?
North.
Yes. In 1893, New Zealand became the first country to allow women to do what?
Vote.
Yes. Tom Cruise is an outspoken member of which religion?
Scientology.
Yes. Which pop singer grew up on her family's Christmas tree farm?
I'm going to go Taylor Swift.
Yes. And Steve, you win. Dolly Parton style 925.
Nice. Sorry about that, Jenny.
Yeah.
Well, you have yourself. You and your partner have a great day.
Yeah, you tried to tag team in there and you still beat him.
Maybe get a better friend to phone.
Right?
Man,
Doing this game.
if I would have got that one question right on my first guess, I think I would have had a perfect game.
Yeah,
I think every other guess I had was on my first guess.
Well, except for the English city.
Damn it. Okay,
because you
never
said
mind.
England.
Yeah. All right, never mind.
So if we don't count that one, then
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever had a perfect game.
Yeah, I was just thinking that as I was going along. I'm like, wow, I'm nailing these all on the first guess. I'm like, maybe I could get a perfect game. I don't know if I've ever done that.
I don't know if you have either, but we have many Beat Mig statisticians out there.
Yes, we do.
I bet somebody actually knows. Maybe Stevie knows.
If anyone, Stevie, our Green Bay Packers fan,
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
we're asking a lot out of him for that.
I know.
There we are.
The one you did miss, actually, Jenny did get correct. In Greek mythology, who was married to Zeus? It was Hera.
Hey. Is that why they named the casino after her?
No, that's Hannah's.
That's
Hera's.
Harris.
Hera's.
That's
Yeah,
not Hera. Hera.
Oh, well, I mean, it's kind of close.
Wait a second.
I know.
What did you say?
I know. The pronunciation, it's Hera's is Harra.
Yeah, Hera.
Apostrophe S.
Yeah.
And then Hera is Hera.
Here's the problem. I think a lot of folks don't know how to say a short E and a short A.
Let me hear you say it again.
It's ha, like hat.
No,
Hera.
just say it normal. Like,
Hera.
Okay, say one.
So
Say and then say the other.
Hera.
Say one.
Hera.
Say the other.
Hera.
All right, I did hear the difference on
Yeah.
that one.
I mean,
Most of the time, it's like this
Hera
just goes
and
back.
then Hera.
It's lazy. Well, it's lazy speak. I mean, which is why sometimes things run together, and we all do. We all lazy speak, but really, yeah, it's Hera and Hera.
I just slur my words, drunk or sober.
Well, there is that. But congratulations. You know what? You're
I
very
finally
good.
heard the difference on you.
It takes a while.
Hera.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, you have to exaggerate it a little bit because sometimes, people don't hear the difference. Also, when you're doing like syllabic pronunciation, sometimes people go, it sounds the same to me. It's like, well, there's 3 different ways to say a 3-syllable word. Mm-hmm. But, hey.
All right, Danny. Hera.
Yeah, Hera. Hurrah. Hera.
Hera.
No, you're not doing it, Danny.
Hera.
Oh, there he is. He did that.
Hurrah.
Okay.
Huzzah!
Yeah, well, yeah. Did
I get it?
Yeah, well, again, the accents are a little problem for you, but it's all right. You're doing okay.
First.
Yeah, first.
Yummy.
Yeah, that's what it is. Wow. All right, well, you know what? We all win there. We all win.
Laurel.
Yeah.
What do you guys hear at that one again?
The first
Yanny.
time I heard Yanny, the
It's
second time I
Yanny
heard
and
Laurel.
Yeah.
I never hear Laurel.
You didn't hear Laurel that time?
Never.
Laurel.
Wow.
Totally
I
hear
never,
Laurel.
I never hear Yanny.
Laurel.
Yanni.
It sounds like you're saying two
Hara.
different words.
What?
Yeah, it sounds like when you say it over it, it sounds like you're
I
thinking.
swear you guys are messing with me. I will forever think that. Like, this is like the longest going joke.
So what is your ears? Like, I would like to know, what is it about your ears or brain that makes you think that?
I've only ever heard it as when it was Laurel. I've only ever heard it as Yanny one time, and it was because it was through like the crappy computer speakers as opposed to my headphones.
Yes.
But that's the only time I've ever heard it. And I was like, oh my God, Steve isn't crazy.
Laurel.
The only time I've heard it. Laurel.
I don't...
Laurel.
Yanni.
Yeah.
Yanni.
It's not
You're
saying
cheating.
Yanny at all.
I'm not cheating. That's what I hear.
Yeah, it's not.
All right, then I'll play it. You guys say how you hear Laurel.
Okay.
All right.
Laurel.
Wow.
You guys are
and we-
totally upping with me.
No, we're not.
Try it again.
Laurel.
Where do you hear that?
I hear it on the recording.
Yeah. Laurel.
You know what? All these years later, since
have
this
not
phenomenon
gotten
started,
I know, it's been like
it's
5
like the
years.
blue dress, white dress, right?
But we've never done it to the point where you guys said it out loud with it.
Yeah, try again.
Laurel.
You guys are so crazy. Yanni.
No.
Oh yeah, you're crazy, dude.
That is so weird. So you... Wow.
He really hears Yanny, yeah.
I swear, I am not messing with you guys.
Well, it's why the scientists say, the brain scientists say, that we actually don't hear with our ears. We hear with our brains. And this is perfect proof of it, because we're all hearing the same thing, but our brains are telling us that it's saying something different. And that's the problem with being human. And, we get into a lot of trouble as human beings because our brains are telling us something that may not be true.
But when it's played in slow motion,
Yanny.
you hear Yanni.
I
totally hear Yanny.
I hear both. I hear Yanny.
Yanny.
Yeah, I just hear Yanny.
I hear
just hear Yanny.
I hear the start of Laurel and it turns into Annie. I hear Laura Annie.
Laura Annie. Huh?
Yeah, that's what I hear. But I do hear the Annie on there. Yeah.
Someone's like, you guys should switch headphones with Steve. You think I have like special headphones that only pick up Yanni?
We all have the same
I think it's the tinfoil that's on your head that allows you to pick up the special messages. That hat you've been wearing lately.
Laurel.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
You guys are nuts.
Yeah, we are.
We're nuts.
Yeah, we're nuts for the truth. Yeah. All right, it is time for listeners on the loose. This is your opportunity to Laurel or Yanny your way with this show.
Yanny.
Yeah, that's not... 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Calls, texts, Yannies, Laurels. We'll do those at 9:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino. It's simple, man. You get to pick the topic. You get to guide the show at 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. Make sure when you do either, well, especially when you call on the air. I guess as a text, we don't know how excited you are. But on the air, you better follow Steve's rules.
Well, if they text in all caps, we know that they're pumped.
Oh, right.
yeah.
All
But yes,
right.
you have to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. Especially with all lowercase letters. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
So you brought up a good point. Yesterday, we talked about the story behind.
Goodbye, old
The
friend.
texter also asked about the BJ Shea Who Cares part, and we never glossed on that.
Oh, right. There was a radio personality. I have to find here's the thing.
Is it Lou Pate?
Yeah, Lou Pate, who I know he does a lot of fill-in talk shows. I don't know if he's got a full-time gig anywhere around the country, but he's a talk show host, and he used to do a lot of work for Cairo, the AM station in town, or now the FM station, and, news talk and stuff, and we were in the same company, and he used to get some calls, and people would always just troll him and say, hey, how about BJ? And finally, Lou Pate had enough of that on his show and said,
BJ Shea, who cares?
And that's become now a calling for us.
yeah, and I know Lou, and we're actually, we're friends, and I got a big kick out of it because there's nothing more frustrating is if you're just doing your own show and people just want to talk about some other radio person. I mean, I don't blame Lou. I would have been, I think, a lot worse if I were in his shoes.
Enough with this BJ crap.
Yeah.
BJ Shea, Who cares?
If anybody knows what Lou is doing, let me know. We haven't caught up with each other for a while, so I don't know exactly where he is. I know he's not in Seattle anymore.
Who cares?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Lou Pate. Who cares? There we go.
A lot of people have been texting all morning about our dude, Luke Wilson. A lot because there's stories out there that he's visiting the Seahawks. Potentially to be back with the team. That they're having some tight end issues with injuries. And Luke seems to be the go-to guy, obviously, because he knows the system. And I don't know if you've been keeping tabs on what Luke's been up to in the offseason. He's been working out like a beast.
Yeah.
So he's been over at this place, this guy, Luca Vigor. I think it's Vigor Fitness in Renton. And it's like very non-traditional ways of working out, but like just really awesome looking stuff. Like I follow the guy on Instagram, and then some of the workouts just look epic. And then I've been seeing some of the ones that Luke's doing, and they're just on like, I mean, he's in probably the best shape of his life. So it seems like he wants to get that one more opportunity to show out in the world of football before, obviously, age catches up to you. But it looks like Luke is doing everything in his power to be able to get picked up with a team. And how great would it be if it's Seattle?
Yeah, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Oh, great dude.
We had so much fun with Luke, and one of the pet peeves I have about our industry is when radio stations don't realize that, there's a lot going on out there in the world when it comes to competing for people's attention. And it's not just station A versus station B anymore. Us radio folks have got to get along, and I'll just say this. It wasn't our choice not to have Luke on the show anymore, and it wasn't Luke's choice to not come on the show anymore. It's just a lot of whiners at times, and our business has got to be
Carol's fault, man.
Oh, I didn't want to blame Pete.
Kidding.
I didn't want to bring that in. It was a secret. But I really get frustrated because he was such a fan favorite of the show. Like, our listeners really love Luke, and I wanted to put it out there because sometimes when people don't hear anything, they go, well, what the hell? And it's like, had nothing to do with Luke. Luke, to his credit, sometimes did defy some people and come on our show anyway because he loved you guys and he loved us.
Yep.
But I just wish our business and the people in our business would realize the world's a bigger place, and you know what? It doesn't hurt you if somebody goes and guests on somebody else's show. I don't care. Anybody who comes on our show can go on any show. I don't care. We're gonna have fun, and then go have fun on the other show. And hey, that's great. Like Duff McKagan goes everywhere. We never once get upset about that because hey, let Duff go have fun. He's a great dude.
It's such a dumb way of thinking.
Yeah.
I never really ever got that. It's like just do your own thing, worry about your own thing, and stop worrying about what other people are doing.
And ironically, that the people I might be talking about, the company I might be talking about, Duff used to go there all the time, and we never cared. And yet, when it came to one of their guys coming over here, oh my God, forget about it.
A bunch of criers.
I know. Imagine if we went to Duff and go blah 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 blah. Duff would be like, "Really? What are we, 5?" You know what I mean? It's like, who
but
does
check out
that?
Luke. Luke's just killing it over at the gym. Like he's in great shape.
Yeah.
Just looking to bring that energy onto the football field, and it would be awesome if it's happening here in Seattle again.
And it's so weird because by football years, yes, Luke is definitely not the younger guy, but he's still a kid, by regular normal life.
Yeah, still in his 20s. I got to imagine.
Yeah, I think so. I wish him a lot of luck. He's a good dude.
31.
Yeah, 31, and you'd think, but in football years, 31, that's a lot. Especially for a grueling position like tight end, especially the way the Seahawks play the tight end. I mean, it's you take a beating.
It always makes me really sad when I look up football players and like pro athletes' age, and I'm like, man,
yeah,
I did nothing with my life.
It's a whole other level. It's a whole other mentality. Like even talking with Luke, like he's such a good dude, but then every once in a while he like talks about his workouts. I'm like, yeah, that's where you and I are totally different species. And someone said it's called Vigor Fitness, and Luca is the owner, and he works with some pro athletes. Give his business some more love. Yeah, I have a buddy that's Jay Ferrugia, who's a workout guy who's friends with Becky Lynch. That's how I met him when Pearl Jam came to town, and they're all buddies with this Luca guy, and apparently just crushes it in the workout world. Yeah. I mean, there'll be a place where we walk right back out like Homer Simpson with the grass in the background. Like, nope, not us.
Whoops.
Can't do this.
Yeah, fading into the hedges.
That's too intense for us.
Yeah,
man, that'd be so awesome to see Luke Wilson back out on the field.
Yeah, I mean, and he's a fan favorite. People just love the dude, and like you said, he knows the system. He's a good dude. He's not disruptive, and he goes out and gives you everything he's got, making a one-handed catch at times when you go, how the hell did he even do that after getting his butt kicked on the line? And I'm sure there's some comfort level with, obviously with Russell, knowing that, okay, Luke's my boy. I know what to expect with him. Yeah, that'd be great.
A lot of people have been texting this morning about Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And what do you guys think about the new trailer? BJ, what do you think? Lots of Sinister
All right.
Six hints in the new trailer.
I was going to give a spoiler. Damn it.
Oh, well, whatever.
I got a friend that just doesn't want to know anything about trailers, and so I was going to say spoiler alert to my
maybe
buddy.
he needs to move to like Saskatchewan and live on a farm or something.
I didn't know Saskatchewan. They don't have movies there? Did they ban movies in Saskatchewan?
All you got is Brock Lesnar, and that's it.
Oh, that's it. Well, Brock Lesnar, he shows his own kind of movies. I don't know if you see his Instagram posts.
I haven't.
Oh, it's always some chick with a big butt. It's everything. That's all he does is Brock Lesnar. And I one time went on there and said, "What's he doing?" And then that's all I get is Brock Lesnar and his big butt chicks.
Brock Lesnar is posting just big butt chicks.
Dude, yes.
Are you sure it's the real Brock Lesnar?
Well, I mean, how many Brock Lesnars are there? I mean, it could be a fake guy. It's on the Instagram, like the Facebook story, whatever it is.
I don't even know if he's on social media.
Oh, dude, it's nuts. It's unless somebody stole his post.
I don't know. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's on Facebook. It's not, I guess it's not Instagram. Whatever the Facebook stories. That they do.
I know. Okay, Spider-Man though. We're talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah. Well, Spider-Man. Yes, the trailer. You saw it, Rev? And Vicky, you saw it? Vicky seems like she's very excited.
It's just so much nerdiness that's going to go down with this, and there's so much speculation, so many fan theories because of obviously. And if you haven't seen the trailer, go watch it now because what's wrong with you? They're bringing back characters, and not only just characters, but actors from different Spider-Man franchises. So we're seeing Doc Ock from Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man in this. And we're seeing what looks to be, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin potentially show up. And it's just a big...
And that's 20 years ago because, I don't even know how Willem Dafoe is going to look, but then he had a mask on so he can look any way he wants.
And to be fair, Alfred Molina looked a little CGI'd.
Yeah, well,
he looks a little younger.
Yep.
Oh, it's going to be a big mishmash of everything.
I caught most of the trailer, and it seemed like so Spider-Man, people know who he is.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, hilarity.
Did you see the last movie?
Probably.
Yeah, well, that was the big reveal in the last movie, Steve, is that J. Jonah Jameson outed him and said, this is who Spider-Man.
And it's the same actor.
But you probably were sleeping or your head was in the popcorn.
There's no way you made it to the end on that part.
Dude, that was a big
Spider-Man movie.
Steve.
Was that Tom Holland?
Okay. Yeah, you got it right.
That was like a big deal.
Why are you getting mad at me that I just named the actor that's in the movie?
Oh, well, congratulations. But I mean...
why are you going to get all weird about that?
I just find it funny that you will watch a movie...
And I move on. I see it. I enjoy it. And then it's like, I'm done with it.
Fair enough,
Am I going to just obsess over the movie?
Hold on.
Yeah,
wait a minute. Move on, you cannot use.
There's plenty of movies.
Has he moved on from the Rocky movies? No, he hasn't.
Well, because those are that's like gospel, man.
Yeah.
Okay,
you got to look at what he's a fan of.
Oh, really? I'm just saying that he's
moved on. I can't even tell you what happened in the movie, except there was a belt. And he says, Wadaton is Biggie Shorty's party. I don't remember movies. Like, as soon as I see him, I'm done with them.
Really? But the Rocky movies stay with you.
Well, because I've seen them so many times, it's no choice.
Yeah, that's so you understand that kind of fandom.
Of course, I'm not giving you a hard time about that, but don't get mad at me that I don't remember what Tom Holland did at the end of the film.
I feel like that was a big thing that people go like he was unmasked and it was like, here we go.
And they brought back the same actor.
Yeah, everybody knows who he is.
Well, the trailer looks kind of cool.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he didn't finish it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't finish it because you guys wanted to feed me a pickle.
You could have watched it after I gave you
I forgot until right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, Spider-Man's in it.
Well, I hope Spider-Man's in Spider-Man.
At least one Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's the idea is that there are multiple parallel universes, which if you don't know about that, if you haven't been paying attention, so there could be different versions of you. Like there could be a Steve Miggs that has hair. It's that kind of thing that we're going to explore.
It'd be like Steve Morales.
It could be Steve Morales.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, look at you! Like kind of.
What's up?
You don't. But
I know Miles Morales.
Yeah.
You watched the animated Spider-Man?
What the hell is that?
The movie.
He just knows a name.
I know the comic.
Yeah.
I figured he would have liked the
Wow,
artwork.
the fact that he knows the comic, that's amazing.
Does he though?
I know Patrick Stump sings the new Spider-Man children's cartoon.
Oh, I don't even know that myself.
Yeah, the guy from Fall Out Boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we played it on the air once, BJ.
Oh, I
Can't
totally
believe you don't remember.
Why can't you remember that?
You can remember the plot to Spider-Man, but you can't remember your own damn show that pays your bills? What the hell?
Well, I really can't argue with you there.
That was a pretty good BJ impersonation there, Steve.
There are too many examples of me not remembering things that I do on this show, so you got me there, Steve. You're right. I probably should really remember my job that does actually support me, but I really don't. Yeah, I don't. Well, yes. So good trailer. I look forward to it. Alfred Molina is a great actor. Also, Willem Dafoe is a great actor if he's in it. So, and Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man. So it should be good.
And hopefully, I mean, it'd be really awesome to see all the other Spider-Mans. But they've already announced that Jamie Foxx's Electro from Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is going to be in it.
That was not the best Spider-Man, and
No,
I was
it
not
wasn't.
really digging. I like Jamie Foxx, but I just thought that character was just horribly done.
But if they're mixing it into this, big old gumbo of this mess, it might be good.
At least Jamie Foxx won't ruin it.
Right.
And I'm not saying Jamie ruined it, but the way they did his character, I think, ruined it. And, sometimes you can't save a movie. I mean, like a great actor can't save a movie. And, I don't think Jamie could have saved that lovely Spider-Man, too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Even the great Emma Stone couldn't save that movie. I mean, there was a lot of great people in that movie who couldn't save it.
Nope.
So, yeah. Hey, it is Listeners on the Loose. This is where you pick the topic. You guide the show. You can call in and tell Steve, his priorities are way the F off. Worrying about the job that he has instead of knowing the ending of Spider-Man. What a loser.
We got unmasked, you guys.
Yeah,
so stupid.
What's wrong with you people? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We got more of your calls, more of your texts. We'll do that at 9:35 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Want to create a lifetime of memories this spring? Do you remember the joy of jumping as a child? If only there was a way your own kids could experience that same joy safely. Spring Free Trampoline has been engineered to eliminate 90% of product-related injuries. The Spring Free design boasts no springs and a flexible enclosure and proudly offers a 10-year warranty. That's peace of mind. Lock in your ultimate backyard safe space before summer arrives. Visit springfreetrampoline.com.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Somebody just want to quickly say my obsession, because we were talking about, harmless obsessions earlier this morning. It says, it's crumble cookies. Thanks, jerks. I hit one up in Covington at least once a week because of you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the one in Covington.
I am so fortunate that they don't really have one close to me yet because I'd be doing the same thing. It's so awesome, the variety and what those folks do there to make the fun cookies they make.
I haven't even looked at this. I slack.
Oh, dude. Oh, chocolate mallow cupcake cookie. It looks just like a cupcake that you get in the snack cake aisle.
I know. It's got that cool swirl, the white swirl.
Wow.
Of white chocolate. Oh, the graham cracker. Teddy Grahams. They got Teddy Grahams.
They got Teddy Grahams. That's fun.
How'd they get Teddy Graham?
They're smart.
They got yours. Smart. They got your cookie.
The peanut butter jamwich.
Yes.
It's a peanut butter cookie filled with peanut butter mousse and raspberry jam.
It's like Inception with some of the, like Teddy Graham. Like the next one is Inception. Think about it.
Chocolate featuring an Oreo cookie.
Well, in other words, it's featuring Oreo bits on a cookie, so it's cookies on a cookie.
That might be the theme.
Yeah, Leo DiCaprio is like, but I don't know how to eat this. Is a top spill spinning? What's going on?
And they also got a watermelon sugar cookie. It's a pink vanilla sugar cookie with a swirl of watermelon frosting and topped off with a watermelon gummy.
That's adorable.
What? I want it. I never even thought of having a watermelon cookie.
Well, you know what? Start thinking about it.
Today's the day.
Which one did you go by? The regular chocolate chip there? Is that just their regular?
That's their. So they always keep the chocolate chip on their menu and always keep the sugar cookie, but they switched up the sugar cookie to be a watermelon sugar cookie this week.
How good?
I know way too much about crumble cookies.
You do. It's great. But the theme is back to school.
Back to... it's peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yes.
The Teddy Grahams in your lunchbox, your little cupcake.
The watermelon fruit to add some...
Man, whoever's behind the thoughts of like their themes is knocking it out of the park.
They really are. What a brilliant idea. And I have to tell you, how good, think about this, how good is that chocolate chip cookie that it makes it every week? It must be one of the best chocolate chip cookies in the history of cookies.
Can confirm. It's really good.
I haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't always go with that one just because I'm like, it's there every week. So it's like, you don't need to like... Yeah, I'll come back to you next week. But when I've gotten, one time when they dropped them off, I'm like, I gotta eat that cookie again. I'm like, yep, remember, it's great.
All right, well, I patiently wait for them to come to the east side.
Just go to Covington, man. That's what's up.
Covington is a little deep.
Well, that's what the Texture just did. Now they're obsessed with them.
Well, yeah, I don't know how far they are from Covington.
They live in actually California. They
came all the way from California.
Yeah, go to the one in Covington.
It's like an In-N-Out situation, right? I get it. Okay.
Every week.
Yeah. Oh, every week they come from California to go to Covington.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a trip.
Someone wanted to throw out a shout out to Lane's mom, Lane Staley's mom, Nancy. Yeah. Also Kyle Court, JT Phillips, Glenn Cannon, everyone at 10 Miles Wide, Jar of Flies, STG, and the Neptune Theater for putting together the Lane Staley Memorial last Saturday. Yeah, I saw some video footage of it, and it looked great. That was their first show since March of last year, and my first time making it to Lane's Memorial ever. What an emotional rush. I bawled like a little girl in the greatest way possible, and of course I ended the night the best way possible with a bag of dicks. Wish you were there, Steve, from the real James P. Sullivan.
I'll tell you this, there is, I think, with the more and more we really talk about mental health and how it definitely affects a lot of musicians, there's just more and more love. Not that there wasn't a lot of love for Lane, but I think people have got more and more love realizing that, man, you know what, there's a lot that goes on with people, and it hits the artist community a lot. It really, really does.
I saw my buddy Travis Brock, him and James from Second Coming, they got back up on stage, and they have a great history with the guys in Alice in Chains from over the years, back in the day. And they did an insane version of Love, Hate, Love that someone posted up on Facebook. And it was just cool to see people enjoying music again.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Well, like you said, what a great production. And, that's really cool. And I bet it had to be good for Lane's mom, too. You know what I mean? Just to feel that love. Because it's, man.
She's just got a big heart. Like, she tries to help musicians that are battling with substance abuse issues over the years, and she's just always there for this and just trying to get the word out, and obviously just loves music and loved her son's band.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, man. So I saw this yesterday. Someone said, hey, Dad, did you guys hear about Insane Clown Posse having a farewell tour because their lead singer, Violent J, has a failing heart problem?
Oh, that's not cool.
He's got something that involves an abnormal heart rhythm, atrial fibrillation.
Not a bad pronunciation.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good there.
Oh yeah, duh. I know my medical terms. Gosh, guys.
Okay.
But apparently they're thinking about doing like a farewell. They just did the Gathering of the Juggalos. I had some friends that were there, posted videos and footage that looked like it was just bonkers. And I think his hope is to do like one big farewell tour like KISS does. But he said it'd be fun to then do another one 2 years later.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But they're thinking about like slowing down their amount of shows from like, doing 6 days a week to like 3, and just kind of this being the last hurrah for Violent J, especially.
How old is Jay?
I think he's like 50. Yeah. Or somewhere in maybe late 40s, early 50s. But
49, yeah.
49. Yeah. And like, I'm not I don't dislike Insane Clown Posse. They're not my, I don't only know a couple of songs, and
you're just not a juggalo.
You know what? I'm not, but I would love to go to the Gathering of the Juggalos. I have a lot of friends that are juggalos, and I used to have like a certain image in my head, and I completely was wrong about that. But man, I went on Facebook and this announcement was made, and there were just shockingly a lot of really like just awful human beings. Like, you might not like Insane Clown Posse, that might not be your cup of tea musically, but you shouldn't be happy a guy has a failing heart condition.
Wow, really?
It's just like, if you don't like them, nobody's telling you to go ever see them live. Like, you could just live your entire life without ever seeing Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
But for the fact that like you're like happy and like dancing about it on social media, that a guy can't continue to do what he loves to do for people who love what he does, and it's also because of a crappy situation. That just seems so stupid.
It's also hard though to distinguish between the haters and then just their fans sometimes. And no hate to the Juggalos. However, I was watching footage from the gathering where he like made the announcement, and people like in the crowd were like booing him for saying like they were going to slow down. Like his fans were mad at him for being like, "Hey, we're going to take it on a farewell tour," and they're like, "No, you suck, come on." And it's like,
yeah. Well, you know that from wrestling, Steve. Sometimes there are fans that just are like, "Go, are you serious?"
True.
Yeah.
I also liked when he was talking about like his heart condition, basically saying like, "Yeah, I haven't slept for 3 days, and then I wasn't feeling." And it's like, yeah, you need to take care of yourself. Like, I understand like the tour life is grueling, but come on, man. Like,
you also can't party every night.
You can't, especially when you're 49.
Well, that's 48. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, and look, I don't know anything about him, but you just don't realize that till it hits you in the face sometimes in your life. I've had stuff like that happen to me. It seems like in the last few years, I've had to really sit back and go, wow, I cannot do what I used to do. It literally is, I am having a hard time recovering, and I'm having like food hangovers. It's like I just can't pound food the way I used to, even if I take care of myself during the week. But then I'll go, all right, I'll go buck wild on a Saturday. And then I feel like crap on a Sunday, and my body never used to be that way.
Yeah, bummer news. I mean, we go from that to a bunch of people just texted in. I just looked to see, and it's been confirmed. Charlie Watts passed away, 80 years old.
Oh, damn,
drummer
dude.
for the Rolling Stones. I know, like, he recently was having some health issues, and according to his family, he passed away peacefully in a hospital, surrounded by his family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa. It just, I mean, look, we know that obviously 80 years old. It just felt like those guys would never go.
And of all of them, he seemed like he was like the one that wasn't like, balls to the wall party.
Yeah.
Substances.
There's just no way that Keith Richards should outlive any of them, and he did, and Charlie was the guy you thought would.
Yeah, that's a real bummer. I mean, 80 years old is still not. I mean, yeah, obviously he lived a good life, but it's not like you would think he'd still have some more time.
Yeah, and aren't they planning another tour? I could have sworn that I heard there was going to be another Stones tour, once this COVID thing died down, or maybe it was being planned before all this happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's unfortunate news. Charlie Watts, drummer for the Rolling Stones, passes away at the age of 80.
And it looks like they were going to have a tour, and he was actually going to miss the tour, and I'm guessing it's because of his medical issues.
That's what I remember they were going to have someone fill in for him, but now, unfortunately, he's no longer with us. That's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? The man gave so many generations so much awesome entertainment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you are going to be in a band,
he was like the chillest backbone to a band ever. Like,
yeah,
you got Mick dancing, going crazy. You got Keith Richards just teetering on the edge of whatever he's teetering on the edge of, and then there's just Charlie Watts, who's like doesn't even look like he's playing the drums. He looks like he's just sitting there watching his friends just lose their minds.
Yeah,
but he was just like he was always right there, man, in the pocket.
Oh, good for him. I mean, good for what he did and the life he had. And you know what, man? Think about it. You were part of something that would be considered legendary in your career. There aren't many bands that are going to be able to say they get to Stone status, and Charlie Watts was in a band that did.
No, his music will live forever. His drumming will be heard forever.
Yeah, you can't ask for much more than that. And the family said he died peacefully. I never heard any bad words about him at all, about how he lived his life or how he got along with people.
Much like his drumming, he seemed kind of laid back and really not like very unassuming.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I don't think anybody would ever complain about having that kind of a life and being what he was.
And I heard a story. I don't know if it was just a rumor or an old wives' or whatever, but it's someone I remember reading once, and it could have just been a rumor that Charlie Watts never changed like the heads to his drums because he never hit them hard. So he just like for the longest time, I don't know if it was never, but like,
oh wow,
a lot of drummers like they'll go through new heads to their drums like after 4 or 5 shows, sometimes after one show, depending on how hard you hit those drums. But he would like just go forever without changing a head to a drum because it was just like. I'm barely touching him.
Wow. So again, if you haven't heard, Charlie Watts, drummer for the Rolling Stones, passed away peacefully, according to his family, at the age of 80. And now we have a question for you. What do Ryan Castle and an elephant have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and an elephant have in common?
I remember everything.
Oh,
Damn it.
yeah, that's the worst.
What were we talking about again?
All right, yeah, that's it.
Right.
A few texts that kind of fall in this vein. Steve digs both of their trunks.
Oh, he does.
Steve likes their big trunks.
Oh, boy.
Both do tricks for nuts.
Very small trunk in my car. It's a hybrid.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's you're leaving not so big of a carbon footprint, unlike an elephant.
Doing my best.
So, boy, if this doesn't prove that we have a wide and wondrous world, Sri Lanka had to put a law into effect that bans drunk driving by elephant riders. Which, you wouldn't even have to do that here in America because, well, that just isn't even a thing. But it is in Sri Lanka. And
is the driver drunk or is the elephant?
That's a really good question. I don't know if they test them both. Good call. Under this new legislation, elephant work days will be capped at 4 hours per day, so they definitely want to take care of the elephant. And night work for elephants is now prohibited. And your elephant can be seized by the government if you don't do that and if you're driving around on that elephant drunk. Wow. Again, you drunk elephant.
That's good to know for when I'm in Sri Lanka.
Is that a DUE? What they DU elephant? I don't. All right. Well, you know what? Ryan Castle, he's up next. He's got a 12-pack.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
What if they set up the Seahawks game also hologrammed and they beamed it into a high school football field so that way people who can't afford to go to Seahawks games for $10.99, you get to enjoy it with all of your friends.
Boy, that's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, that's kind of neat too.
That is not
all of these
idea.
I'm totally in for.
Hologram Hawks.
Hologram Hawks.
Yeah, basically it's like, well, you're standing in life. You're like, yeah, we're at the hologram game because, well,
babe, I got us tickets to see the Seahawks. Should get them off of Wish again.
Yeah. BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How much does bankruptcy cost?
Well, bankruptcy costs, of course, vary depending on what type of case you're filing. There's a certain amount of court costs and other out-of-pocket costs that you're going to have in any case. The filing fees in a bankruptcy case are about $300, whether you file Chapter 7 or Chapter 13. One of the things to watch out for when you're shopping for bankruptcy attorneys or looking at the different cost options is that a lot of times, especially the really cheap places, don't tell you up front about all the court costs and whatnot that you're going to have to pay in addition to the attorney fees. So make sure that you get the full picture when you're comparing prices of bankruptcy lawyers on what the attorney fees are, how much your court costs are going to be, so that you can really make a true comparison.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Your kids will be saying,
"Please 5 more minutes. I can't believe I did that."
And,
"Look how high I can bounce."
Spring Free is the world's safest trampoline, the place where stories are made. The innovative design boasts no springs, so you know you're safe. Go ahead and create the greatest stories you'll tell your friends. We're back in stock. Get it while you can. To learn more about the world's safest trampoline, visit springfreetrampoline.com.
Mom, come watch us.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.